A very historic event took place on April 15th, 1912, which is known as the Titanic. A huge ship called the Titanic hit an iceberg and sunk. Lots of people died on this day due to not being rescued, although there still were survivors of the Titanic. Elizabeth Shuddies was 40 years old when she boarded the Titanic. As she was eating dinner the night of April 15th, 1912, she felt a collision in her cabin. Her and other passengers were sent to the sun deck, which was the top floor. Elizabeth eventually got saved by men that brought her to Lifeboat 3. While she was in the lifeboat, she was very scared and lonely, and still today she thinks about the men that saved her life. Laura Mabel Francatelli, a 30-year-old woman secretary from London, also survived the Titanic. She was rescued in Lifeboat 1 and rowed for 4 miles, passing icebergs and mountains. At 6:30, Carpathia, a ship that rescued the survivors, picked up her lifeboat. Something that Laura will never forget was when she had to be swinging over the ocean with a rope onto Carpathia. Eva Hart was on the Titanic when she was 7 years old. She remembered the night of April 15th when her father wrapped her up in a blanket. He then told her to stay with her mom, which were the last words she ever heard from her father. That night, she fortunately got rescued along with her mom. While her lifeboat was rowing away, Eva was devastated as she watched the Titanic sink. Eventually, when Eva got older, she reflected back on the moment of the Titanic sinking. In a 1993 interview, she stated, "I saw that ship sink. I never closed my eyes. I didn't sleep at all. I saw it, I heard it, and nobody could possibly forget it." Titanic's last survivor, Melvina Dean, a survivor of the Titanic, was 9 weeks old when she boarded the Titanic. Melvina, her brother, and her mother all made it out alive. Unfortunately, her dad died in the sinking, with 1,500 other passengers. After the events of the Titanic, Melvina spent her early years on her grandfather's farm. After she became an assistant and secretary in small companies. Melvina wasn't one of those survivors that talk about her experiences because she said that there were too many bad experiences. As she got in her older ages, though, she did have poor health conditions, so she ended up dying when she was at age 97.